My name is Starr Fuentes, and today I want to touch on a topic that is ignored a lot. The topic I want to touch on is called emotional maturity. I know people who are 15 years old who are emotionally mature. I know people who are 75 and still emotionally immature. The basic foundation of most spiritual tradition is I am responsible for my reality. Now, being emotionally immature is something like this. Well, if I would have went to a better college. Well, if the economy was better. Well, it's a conspiracy. The moment you take your energy and make it responsible to something outside of you, you cannot change it, you cannot heal it, you cannot cope with it. It works with blame and shame. Let me tell you a little story. One day I was in Houston and I spoke at the Breakfast of Champions. 400 people. I was up on the stage. They were all at tables of 10. And I walked back and forth on the stage, talked for an hour and a half. And I saw this one girl get up in front real quick, like 10 minutes after I started talking, and stand on the steps of the stage waiting to talk to me. So by the end of the speech, the long line was there of people waiting to talk to me, and she comes up to me and she says, "Oh my God, you're so fat." She goes, "I can't believe you prayed it up and down that stage. How can you speak when you're so fat?" And I looked at her and I said, "Thank you." And all of a sudden, you could feel her falling apart. And one of the ladies in the front table says she does this to every speaker. She finds something wrong. She's always first in line, and she tries to take that magic of the applause from you. When you're emotionally immature, these are the types of things you can do. When it's somebody's birthday party, you can say, "Oh, I got a new job." When it's about someone else, the I, me, my, mine, ooba-dooba-doo can't help but steal that energy. Want that energy all for yourself. Being emotionally mature is about being responsible. Do you pay rent? Do you take care of what you need? Your food, your electricity, your phone, your internet. Now, I just seen people 15, 16 move in with roommates, pay their own phone, pay their car insurance. And I see 50, 60-year-olds still living off somebody else. Still, I can't. The government's so bad. The aliens are going to get us. And for you to see, feel, hear those things come out of your mouth, it needs to be a big red flag. Now, if you are emotionally immature and adult, you get emotionally mature toys. You get a salary that is equal to your energy. You get to present yourself in this world as an independent individual with character, with personality. If you're always just, "I can't do it, I'm confused, my parents beat me," well, you're 60 years old, sonny, get over it. And there are things that you can use to not mature. And the fear of the unknown, the fear of success, the fear of failure are all things you may or may not have to deal with. But when you become emotionally mature, your responses need to equal that of an emotionally mature person. That thank you, I could see that woman's face and her whole character fall apart. And if I had been trained like that, I probably would have worried about it, not listened to all the people that came and talked to me later, and the thunder of the applause, the recognition that I am knowledgeable, that I had something to share, would all be gone. Would all be gone. And as you live, you're going to realize the only thing that you can never get back is time. That time is the most important asset you have in the world. Can you really afford a decade of mourning that you were in a car accident? Can you afford a decade that your best friend ripped you off and took your boyfriend? Can you afford a decade? I don't think so. Each moment you live, you make a choice. Each day that you wake up, am I going to be responsible for my reality? That doesn't include the cash. That includes how you feel, what you need to work on, the insulting or not insulting of other people. Putting your ego first. Happy birthday. Well, you should have seen me on one of my birthdays in Alaska. I sat on a glacier and I saw the lights and I ate elk steak. And maybe that's a true story, but I'm not going to bring it up at anybody's birthday. I am not going to doubt the character, doubt the integrity, doubt the stand of a person till they give me something to doubt it with. In your insignificant ego remarks at the expense of other, you not only hurt them personally, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and even physically, you double hurt yourself. And you say, how, if I blow somebody off, how does that hurt me? Well, the tendency for other people to blow you off will happen. You will find that the more you I mean my mind, the less friends you're going to have. The less friends you're going to have, the less help, the less feedback you're going to have. And those are things that are very, very important to me. Feedback, friends, the ability to make a phone call and there's somebody there to help me because I have helped them, given them wisdom. Emotional immaturity. Dad has a snowmobile, a skidoo, 2 cars, but the kids don't have shoes. Now, it's okay if you have a boat and snowmobile and a skidoo. It's okay. But how are the other priorities in your life? It's okay if you go get your $200 nails done. How are the kids dressed? How are the kids eating? It's okay to treat yourself with those things. But the inability to be emotionally mature when it comes to your children, your pets, is going to drag you. It's going to create karmic issues. First, Spirit goes, hey, you're out of line. Then Spirit goes, hey, you're out of line. Then Spirit screams, hey, you're out of line. Boom, car accident. Hey, you're out of alignment. Boom, broken leg. Every time that you have a period of time where you must heal or you must rest, it shows you that you were out of alignment. You were moving too fast. You weren't paying attention. And that borders on emotional immaturity. I want you to look deeply inside yourself. Think about the last time you envied somebody because all the energy was on them. Think about lewd, rude comments that you made. Think about when somebody said, is somebody a good writer and you don't even answer, that you're psychically, emotionally giving them a no. And you do so because you want to feel superior to that writer, feel superior to that person in your family, feel superior. The ego sucks energy over and over and over again. You're not listening. I sat in a workshop where one girl was crying, and 15 people walked past her. One girl says, "Are you okay?" And there's tears rolling down this girl's face. And she said, "No," and the girl walked past her. And I want to say, is your awareness in poverty? Do you have a poverty awareness of what the emotions, what the state of being is around and above the people you are looking at, feeling next to? Do you have a state of richness, of prosperity, where no matter what's going on, and I mean certain things like getting to an appointment and stuff like that, you take time or you call that person afterwards and said, "I noticed you were sad. Do you want to talk about it?" Can you give your heart? Can you give your time? Are you emotionally mature at that? I once had a very, very important person in New York as a client of mine, and I wanted to introduce her to these people, and she says, "Why do you want to introduce me to those people? They can't do anything for me." But these people were very good people, and pay attention to how you be. If you're doing, you get do all over yourself. And God treats you like you treat other people, and other people treat you like you treat yourself. So if your ego is so big, your makeup needs to be perfect, it all needs to be about you, then when you're talking to the other people, their ego's going to be big. They're going to be plugged in. They're not going to be there for you. You know, it is called karma for a reason. So what is the checklist for emotional maturity? Number one, you act rather than react. Number two, you notice little noises like someone's phone ringing. Number three, you give of yourself. You give with charity. You give with generosity. If you don't have the cash, you have the time, and you have the energy. Wake up. I don't want friends that are emotionally immature. I don't want to hear your excuses. I want to hear what you've done to progress, to heal, to contribute to yourself and others. Emotional maturity is a class that I teach, and at one point in time, I will teach it online. Just get used to the term. Get used to being responsible for your reality. Watch those excuses as they fly out of your mouth and scatter everybody everywhere, instead of those statements that make you human, that have people give you solutions and answers. Well, please do not use the excuse that I'm emotionally immature because nobody taught me how to be. Thank you. We'll see you again.